Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Week 6 episode of FGITI Fantasy Football Breakdown. After last week's outrageous scores, things calmed down a bit this week, but we did have a lot of games that came down to the wire. We now have one undefeated team. Adams Can You Dig It is 5-0, and on the opposite side, there are two people tied for last. TJ and Aaron, both with one win apiece. Middle of the pack is still wide open, and it's still anyone's game. But let's look at last week's matchups. I finally got my second win of the season this week. I defeated Rick 143-86, a 57-point beatdown. I doubt we'll be seeing any polls from him on the message board this week. Danny was the one who finally gave Sean his first loss of the season. Turn Your Head and Goff beat Girlies Gone Wild 124-110. Sean didn't start a defense and again left big wide receiver points on his bench. But I do know how you feel, Sean. It's never a good feeling losing to Danny. Never good losing to him at anything, other than maybe a sunburn contest against that pasty ass. Sorry, Molly. I know you watch these with Danny. I didn't mean to attack him so hard, but it's just bringing up week 1 feelings. And then Danny also won the side bet this week. He was 8 points off of his score without guessing over his score. Price is Right rules ruined it for Brett, who was 6 points off, but guessed over his score. Then Can You Dig It? Again, stayed undefeated, 123-125 against Brett's team Scan Snipe. Brett with the mid-season name change. Looks like he's trying to hold on to what he thought were his glory days of playing Halo 3. It's 2018, Brett. Move on. Adam was down going into Monday night, and Kamar and Peterson helped a little, but it was his kicker that scored the final points to put him over the top. Hanging with Hernandez almost pulled it out against a team has no name, but lost 133-130. This was another matchup that came down to Monday night. Mark Ingram tried his best in his season debut, but Michael Thomas scored just enough to keep Amy ahead. So Collusional handed straight out of Hopkins a loss easily, 110-73. Walk's team has returned to week 1 form with 5 players combining for 8 total points. That's not going to cut it. In the real nail-biter of the week, Waffle Stompers beat Team Holdout 150-149. This was another one that came down to Monday night. Ben was down 29 points with Breeze as his only remaining player, and at one point it even looked like it was going to end in a tie. But the Saints kept Breeze in just long enough, and he even completed a pass to himself, which was a deciding factor. Now, on to Week 7 matchups. Team Holdout is a 3-point favorite right now over myself. I'm looking to take down Brothers in back-to-back weeks and keep TJ in last place. Can You Dig It? Needs a kicker and a defense against Turn Your Head and Goff. Can Danny take down another undefeated team 2 weeks in a row? God damn it. Another week I have to root for Danny. My soul can't take much more of this. Adam, don't make the same mistake Sean did. Start a defense. Girlies Gone Wild is currently projected to beat a team has no name by 10 points. Both of these teams have great receivers, but will they make the right call on who to start this week? After last week's poor performance, straight out of Hopkins is projected to beat Scan Snipe. God, can't even say that name without feeling sick. By 5 points. A lot of Qs on that roster walk. Hopefully all of them can stay healthy through the entire game. And I seen you were the one to pick up Greg Olsen. I think a couple of people were trying to do that, but you snagged him. The closest projection this week has Hanging with Hernandez beating Team Johnson by 1 point. Can Aaron get himself out of last place this week? Then in the final matchup, some roster adjustments need to be made, but Waffle Stompers is projected to win against So Collusional. Matt needs to start one of his mediocre receivers. He has to try to figure out which one will pop off this week, and Ben needs to hope that Joe Flacco can step up and fill in for the hot Drew Brees. And so for those that haven't really looked at it closely yet, top 6 in the league advance to playoffs. After week 13, the top 2 get a bye, and the rest play in the wild card round, which goes into the semis, which goes into the championship game in week 16. We won't have any games week 17 because teams sit players. It's still 8 weeks away, so still anyone's game, and everyone still has hope. Just got to root for Adam to lose a couple. Good luck to everyone, except for TJ. Kamish out.